In addition to the incredible fishing here, most people travel to the wilds of British Columbia for its natural beauty, the peace, the quiet. We came for the fishing, and we brought along our own cure for the peace and quiet. No matter what your motivation, you'll find Sun's Lodge on Malcolm Island an oasis of fine food and wine, superb camaraderie, and awe-inspiring service. And yes, the fishing is spectacular.
Got him on! Cool! Perfect release. Perfect. Oh, yeah! Oh!
Hi, I'm Dean Travis Clark, your host for Sport Fishing Magazine TV. This year we're really focusing on taking family and women fishing. And to that end, we've come to the incredible Sun's Lodge in British Columbia, Canada. And we've brought some women with us, and normally we come here for the amazing salmon fishery. Not this time. This time, we're going to sample some of the enormous variety of bottom fish. Also this week, I'll explain how to save fuel and wear and tear on your big expensive outboard. Chris Woodward explains the ins and outs of pliers and how to choose the right one for your fishing style. And Dr. Bob Shipp shares amazing information about halibut and other flatfish, all from the coast of British Columbia, Canada. Truth be known, we don't usually bring our wives on our TV fishing trips, but this year with our focus on women and family, we thought, what better place to share with them than the incredible Sun's Lodge? Cindy Cavanaugh, our producer Ken's wife, joined us as one of our 2 female anglers. That's called stacking the deck in our favor. Malcolm Island rests at the northern end of Vancouver Island on what's called the Inside Passage. Everything about this trip is unique, starting with our seaplane that flies us up into the hinterlands. You know you're in for an elevated sense of service as soon as you see the entire staff on the dock to greet your plane. Then, the standard gets set from your very first meal. In deference to the ladies, we started after the sun came up. Good morning.
Hi, guys. We
Hi,
are
Heather.
so ready.
Starting to feel the flutters.
Heather Sund is Sun's Lodge owner Scott Sund's wife. She makes up the second half of our distaff fishing team. Our infinitely patient guide is Jeff Millar, who sounds just like he stepped out of the movie Fargo. Jeff has guided Sun's Lodge guests to some of the biggest halibut in lodge history. So we're really hopeful that he'll do the same for us.
Now that we're here, I'd like to show you guys a little bit about what we do here with the halibut. It's very simple, the halibut fishing. What this here is called a spreader bar. And what we'll do is we'll drop this down to the bottom on the edge we're fishing. And this weight here will bounce along the bottom, and you'll be working that thing right along the bottom like this.
All right.
The bait will be up above it like that, and you bounce that, and they'll just inhale that.
All right, ladies, time to pump jigs.
Let's hit it.
Do it.
All right.
Sun's guides regularly inject extra fish oil into the body cavity of the bait to leave an even better smell trail down on the bottom. Deepwater jigging like this provides quite a workout, and while Heather and Cindy are both excellent fishermen, neither has ever gone halibut fishing before.
Jeff, I don't know. It feels like a fish.
Set it, Heather. Set it, Heather. Set it. Set
Let's
it.
go, girl. Don't go in with it, girl.
Yeah, you're scaring me back there,
know.
sweetie. Is it a big one, hon?
I don't know. It feels like decent, but should I hop in? This isn't going to pull me in the water. Okay.
Heather, why don't you come on in here?
All right. Don't want to lose me off the back here.
No, we sure don't.
Okay.
Oh, careful, careful.
And bring them around
There you
the
go.
side here. Just right over here, this way. I'll just toss it
Okay.
out of the way.
Keep
That was
working
a
it,
long way
babe.
Bring
down,
it in,
wasn't it?
girl. Yeah.
What you got?
Come on.
Bring 'em up.
Let's go. Woo!
Oh,
look at that.
beautiful.
That's beautiful. Look at that
Way
fish.
to go, Heather.
Wow, that's
That's
awesome.
a quality eater right there. Those are good
Jeez.
fish.
I've never caught a snapper
Wow,
before.
yeah.
Great job, Heather.
Way
Thanks
to go.
a lot.
High
That
five.
was fun. One for the girls. Yeah, you got one.
All right. A lot of people call that a snapper, but that's just kind of a nickname because they sort of look like the snapper they catch. the other areas. But this is a yellow eye rockfish. Way to go.
Great job, huh?
Yeah.
Good job. That was fun. That was fun to catch.
Bottom fish that you find in cold waters all make great table fare with white, delicate meat. But this rockfish still isn't our target species. Who will catch the first one? This week, I have something that constitutes both a rig and a tip. Years ago, offshore fishermen used to have a system where they'd have a kicker engine and a big engine for a number of reasons. They seem to have gotten away from it, and I don't really know why. But now, here in the Pacific Northwest, they're getting back to it, and it's a very popular thing here, and here's why. Your big engine is great for getting you to where you want to fish, but if you're going very slowly, it has a tendency to build up carbon, and it doesn't run so well. Plus, it uses a lot more fuel than a little 15 or a 25 horsepower engine mounted right next to it. If you use that one, it's using a fraction of the fuel, uses the same fuel source, all from one tank, and you use the big engine, shut it down, but it acts as a rudder, so you have great steering control. Nowadays, they have a bar that connects the two engines so they both steer together, but you have separate throttle and tilt controls for the kicker engine. So if you're running, you can just zzz, up it comes. One thing they do here in the Pacific Northwest that most people don't is they put a separate steering station right here on the transom, so that if you're short-handed with just the captain working as the guide, he can steer and he can work the cockpit. Otherwise, it's just hooked up to the regular steering wheel. And that's this week's Rigs and Tips. Those of us who only get to see nature's wildest offerings on TV have a hard time keeping our constantly dropping jaws closed when we see these things that are commonplace here.
Yeah, you're on now. Here's that. Nice work, Dean. That's on that mackerel, eh? That mackerel should be getting sliced today.
Suddenly it's getting a lot warmer here.
Get that off. Oh, warmed up. That'll happen when you got a decent halie on.
That's right. We need a big one today, Dean.
Yep. Well, that's usually the way I work. I don't catch as many as some people, but I always go for quality.
Yeah, well, Dean, you know what I love about you most? I like to say you're good, but you're modest about it as well, and that's what makes you better.
Oh, yes, that's me, all right.
Yeah, I say the same thing about myself. You know, I'm great, but I don't know it. Yeah. He's coming up under the boat here now. Oh, that's a nice one.
Whoa,
Bring him up.
there
Get a
he
little more
is.
line in on it. Oh,
I got somebody else,
yeah,
too.
we're on somebody's line. That's why he's pulling over there. All right, we'll get that off. We'll just have to get this fish now. Oh, he's here. There he is.
Beauty.
That's a nice chicken right there.
Let's see it.
Let's bring him up to show. Oh, that's a good fish. Nice work, Dean. Put her there.
That's not a chicken, that's a decent fish.
That is a decent fish. Put the hook out of him. He's ready.
That's a beautiful halibut.
Yeah, we got
Nice.
a halibut for the box.
See that other side there?
Yeah.
Nice white side there.
Yep.
See that mud bottom? He's been rubbing in the mud there. You're right. He was on mud
Yeah.
bottom.
He
Nice,
is.
Dean.
Wow.
You called
You know, the
it.
thing I want to know, though, this is a right-eyed fish. That rock sole that we had was a left-eyed fish. I'd like to know what determines why the eyes go to one side or another on these flatfish. And there's a whole lot more to know about halibut, and here's Dr. Bob Shipp with this week's Fish Facts to tell you. Most anglers never get a chance to experience fishing quite like Sons. One day, the executive chef arrives on the burger barge, and after rafting alongside, prepares the most fabulous hot lunch to your order. You never have to leave your fishing spot. And that's yet another way guests manage to take home their limits of fish on a regular basis. Each night, in addition to a gourmet dinner, the day's top angler gets honored with the fish chair and the clap hat. When we return, we'll watch the women work on their butts.